watching and listening around the world, and welcome. My name is Jedi, Sustainability Coordinator at IMA International. Today we're speaking with Dr. Mansour Ali. Mansour is a consultant and one of IMA Open Course facilitators, and he has been working in the national development sector for over 37 years. Today was We are pleased to be talking to Mansour in part two of a three-part interview series on capacity building in international development country. So thank you for this opportunity, Mansour. It is a pleasure to be speaking with you today. So for our second discussion of this three-part series, we are talking about capacity building and the popular use of the internet and mobile phone from mid-90s and onwards. So we got two questions here. So we always believe that communication and engagement have become much easier and faster with increasing access of the internet and mobile phone. I got two questions for you. First, would you agree that this has been a positive contribution to the ambition of capacity building? Second one, could you tell us more about your experience and what it means in present days? Thank you.
Thank you, Jedi. And this topic is very, very important uh, for all of us, for our young professionals, and it's reality of the day. But I would like to start from the time when I was exposed to internet and computers. So let me start from 1990
Yes, please.
when the new computers and internet are usually accessible, they are improved, the knowledge products are in abundance, and there is no challenge in getting those. So in my first interview, I talked about a library which we used to visit and a small selection of books and publication. But now everything is available on in my office. So I will talk about that. So let me start, Jedi, if it's okay with you.
Yes, of
So
course.
first thing is um, in those days, institutional development in capacity building, within capacity building was a very, very important concept in development practice, and all development programs were talking about institutional development. So as compared to the language of what we use, the projects and program, then those days projects program will come with institutional development in those countries. So that was one important thing there. I think the because of the availability and free flow of knowledge, you need more time to read it. You need more time to understand it. And although yes, there was a very big positive contribution, but at some points I also thought that I was also reading quite a lot, some of those things without properly understanding. And there was a slight shift in my uh, actions and purpose. In some cases, I was reading to create some notes uh, for others rather than internalize and understand myself. So that was one of the challenges of excessive knowledge, and the purpose has changed. So if this is clear, then I will move to the next part of the discussion.
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. So in this era in 1990s, I'm involved with the international work and working with groups in many countries who speak different languages, comes from different cultures. And I was also more centrally involved with teaching and training and capacity development in those days. So there's a lot of reflect from those days, my own experiments, stories of challenges and failures and opportunities. But let me elaborate this in terms of some of my key learning. I think first point is the production of knowledge is very, very important, but you need to understand the difference. We need to understand the difference between the knowledge and capacity. The knowledge only turns into capacity when it is used as skills and it is applied and people able to develop their abilities to do things better with that knowledge. So knowledge, if it actively used, then it becomes capacity, and if it is used in practice, then it becomes capacity. So that was my first learning. Just knowledge is a passive knowledge, and it may be outside the capacity building discussion we are talking now. Second thing which I learned, and I'm still learning about it with involvement with IMA programs and trainings. I will be talking about it in the third discussion. Is the importance of failures and challenges. Importance of failures and challenges conversations. I found that those are very difficult but very important conversations. Because a lot of learning takes place when we start talking about failures and challenges. And I touched upon it in my first blog as well. So these are difficult conversations in organizations. These are difficult conversations at personal level. But if you create a presence of respected teacher or seniors or guides and a safer environment to talk about these, then they become capacity. They become capacities, and it helps to your capacity development. It helps in organizational capacity development, which we are talking about. And third part is which I'm still thinking again, is the connectivity is very important to bring people quickly together, easier, low cost. We don't need to travel in the same way we used to do. But connectivity also is partly incomplete without relationships. So for capacity development, you also need to have that relationship, because I'm not a believer that just a conference or passive knowledge can develop capacity. So I would call it capacity relationships. So capacity relationships are very important, and with the use of internet connectivity, mobile phones, or discussion, it's important that we also develop these capacity relationships. And again, what IMA is doing, I will be explaining a bit in the third block, that how we develop these relationships. So without these relationships, learning is not possible, and capacity development is only marginal. So these are the three things, but I'm very happy if you have any questions or suggestions to elaborate anything. We can talk about it. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
of course. That's really interesting, Mansour. Thank you very much for sharing your thought. For me, I think I really like the part when you mentioned about the failure and like going forwards. Personally, I think as a human being, like we always make mistakes, and sometimes we need to step back in order to go further. Like arrow, for example, we need to put it back so it release and go forwards. I'm not sure of that good comparison. And on the third part, I'm 100% agree with you on the capacity building with the internets and communications, and it's definitely really important if we, as a human being, to communicate and learn from each other, and which is also like um um I'm a um I'm a value as well. And yeah, do you think in the future, because of the rapid rise of the technologies in the present days, do you think that will impact on the capacity building? Will it be like much faster, or which way do you think it will go?
Yeah, I mean, as we know, and what I'm trying to say is the technology making things easier for us in a number of ways.
Yeah,
The connectivity, the ability to talk, the ability to access material, ability to understand, especially when you need shorter answers to things, you can start very quickly
yeah,
on those
definitely.
things. So yes, definitely technology has a positive contribution and roles. Artificial intelligence and other areas, people talking about it and using it in many ways, and it has a very big impact or potential impact on the way we teach, the way we learn, the way
Yeah,
we practice different profession. So it's not something we can easily ignore.
Yeah.
And although I may not be part of that development because of my age, but I can see the potential and value of those development and changes. So yes, definitely.
You mentioned about artificial intelligence there, which is one of the emerging topic in, I would say, a whole world right now. Um, do you think you mentioned about like learning and development? So do you think artificial intelligence will impact us in a positive way or in a negative way, or which way more than another?
Yeah, I'm only a reader, or I'm only understanding artificial intelligence. I'm not an expert or practitioners of artificial intelligence, but I'm listening to some of the conversations. I think it has a lot of potential, and it can be very important for developing capacities and making things easier for professionals and practitioners in developing countries, especially where internet is improving,
Yeah,
access is improving. It will have a role. So I agree with that here.
yeah. I think personally, artificial intelligence I don't think it will be used to replace us, but it will be used as a tool for human to improve our capacity. And yeah, because especially with training and development, you need like some that human connections between like different person and because at at the end of the day, artificial intelligence, even though it's intelligent, but is still not human. So yes, I
Yeah,
definitely
that's
agree with
good. Yeah, no, that's very good points, and I'm sure people like you, what you're doing will be very important for others through IMA, but also through other
you.
channels. So keep doing it.
Yeah. Thank you, Mansell. Well, thank you very much, Mansell, for speaking with me today. I have really enjoyed hearing your thought about capacity building and the evolution of the internet and mobile phone, and our conversation about artificial intelligence and emerging technologies. For everyone who watching and listening, if you enjoy watching this, the final part of this interview series is available on YouTube. And if you missed part one, you can also watch it to hear more about history and evolution of capacity building for Mansell. So thank you very much, Mansell, and have a lovely day. It was lovely speaking with you. And thank you everyone for watching and listening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.